Hello.
Hello
Hello, Adlan.
guys. How are you?
Hello.
Welcome.
Yes,
Hello,
welcome
Adlan.
back.
Yes. Nice to have you here. Finally, you were worried.
We're waiting for you.
I'm sorry because I tried to use my laptop, but my camera is not working and also my audio. So I'm using my phone now.
Mhm.
Phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Interesting. So
I'm
I am
connecting
the
to
co.
PC without any trouble, so it's okay.
Perhaps next time. Next time it will function well. So,
Mhm.
Adlan, what topic are we going to discuss today? Desserts?
Actually, I don't wait. I prepared about food and eating,
Okay.
but
Okay. Food and
yes,
eating. Cuisines.
yes.
Okay,
You can
cuisines.
ask any questions about food and eating. Actually, there are a bunch of questions I prepared already here. Maybe
Okay.
we can talk about this one, or
Okay.
we can discuss first about dessert. What is your favorite dessert? And
Okay.
should I say? Mhm.
Could you share your screen so that we can look at those questions?
Okay. Oh, wait. Can I share this one? Because I'm using
Yes. You.
my.
Oh, your phone. Your phone. Okay. So you're
Oh,
using your phone.
yes.
Huh.
Wait.
Okay.
Anyway, you can talk first about dessert. What is your favorite dessert?
Desserts.
Uh.
Okay. So in the comment section of this week's task, I heard from Tomek and Ainsu. Uh, Ainsu shared her favorite dessert was Napoleon cake. I'm not sure how to
Yeah,
pronounce that. Mifu? How is it that pronounced?
Milford. Milford.
Milford. Yes. So
Here,
I
here
saw
in
the
Poland,
recipe.
here in Poland, we also have this type of cake, Napoleon cake. It is
Mm,
also known
Interesting.
here.
It was. I mean, I was hearing it for the first time, and it really looked delicious. I'll have to check it out. And from Tomic's Tomic's piece, it was gingerbread. I have heard of gingerbread in a lot of popular references, but I haven't quite tried it yet. And to know that it takes almost 2 months to ferment the dough before you actually bake it, it must come at a hefty price, I suppose. It must be an expensive dessert, is it?
Yes, it was very expensive when it was invented because all these spices were extremely expensive and these additions. And now it is not very expensive because these spices are available and popular, and but it is very laborious. It needs a lot of preparations and a lot of time to do this cake. So it, it is rather expensive also, more expensive than other cakes probably.
Interesting. And Adlan, you did not get the opportunity to share your favorite dessert. Do you have anything to share?
I don't have favorite dessert. Anything because I don't really eat dessert when I after my meal. Sometimes
Okay.
when I attend kind of party, sometimes I eat this cake or brownies or yeah,
Cakes or
something
brownies?
sweet. But I don't really have favorite dessert. Actually, guys, I share already the link. You can check that one, our post. Maybe you can open our
Okay.
questions. There are a bunch of questions here. You can choose and we can talk about.
How we can get
How does
access to these materials, because I don't know.
Ah,
It's the app. Yes. It's. Where did you post it? In the Fluency group?
yeah. I share the
I.
link now.
Okay, you
Can you
shared
see
the
it?
link.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Uh-uh.
Okay.
Questions about food. You can check the one in this.
God, there. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
there are a
So I
bunch
don't
of.
That's
see where is it.
okay. I'm
How
gonna.
can I find it?
We'll have to share it. Okay, I'll
Mhm.
share the link over here. But wow, there are too many, too many, too many. Okay. Let me.
You can choose. How
Okay.
about this one? Do you like eat junk food? Do you like to eat junk food?
Okay.
Shikta, could
Junk
you
food.
share your screen because I couldn't find
Okay.
this.
Okay. I'll just a second. I'll do that. But if I'm recording this session right now, so
So
okay.
you could.
I sh- okay. Okay. I'll do that. Uh,
Junk food.
I'm sharing my screen right now. Chrome tab. Just a second. Okay.
We have to learn because
Do you
this.
see it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, thanks.
Okay.
Oh
What?
yeah, that one.
Thank
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay.
you. Oh, how to say
There are many, right? You can choose, guys.
Yes. That.
Which do you prefer to answer?
it.
We're kind
But
of spoiled.
the size of
You're
this text
kidding me.
is really
I,
small.
yeah.
It's
Yes. Yes.
I think it's better to just listen the question and answer
Oh
Yeah.
it
yeah,
because
yeah.
I
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe
can't
we
read it.
can
Mm.
ask.
Yes. That would be
now I
that
can
would be better.
now I can have it on full screen. It's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So as we can pick some general question which we all can talk about because clearly we have over hundreds of questions over here. This is just gonna
Yes.
disorient us. So let me get back to okay. So how about we pick health and nutrition? I mean, whenever whenever we eat something, do we think about nutrition or do we think about taste? How about we begin with that question? Would would Tom like to go
So I
first?
think,
Yes. Okay. Answer. Yes. Yes.
yeah,
You were saying something.
for me, I don't count how many calories in it, but if it's really tasty, I want to try it. No matter it's salty or sweetie, but I really enjoy eating and discover new food is for me. I think it's more interesting to say that different country have a specific food. And yeah, I don't count the calories. I just eat, but if I feel full, I stop eating. That's it.
That's that's an interesting point.
Mm,
Uh, by the way, are you a vegetarian or a non-vegetarian?
no, I'm not. So I eat everything. Not
Okay. Cool.
everything, but I mean, I don't eat like um, some meat that I don't like familiar about, like um, snack or dogs. But I'm not a vegetarian.
Cool. Cool. Tom.
As for me, I am not a vegetarian also, but as I get older, I started to look for the um, about the meal what this meal made of because I found out not many years ago I found out that I'm allergic to vegetable oil. So I was suffering throughout all my life because I had troubles with my stomach, and I don't know what the cause of these troubles was, and I was even specially examined by the doctors who get I have to swallow a special kind of device through my mouth to my stomach to examine my stomach because it was suspicion that it could be some illness in my stomach, but happily that wasn't illness. And then by by chance I found out that I am allergic to the vegetable oil, not for olive oil, but vegetable oil. And all meals which are prepared from with the use of vegetable oil are not good for me. And unfortunately, if you look for the meals, vegetable oil is nearly in all
Everywhere.
meals everywhere. So it's very difficult for me to build my menu without vegetable oil, but it is possible, but it needs a lot of care. So
Mm.
it is my trouble now, but so I have to look for this vegetable oil, and everything else is okay for me. So that's me.
That's interesting. How about you, Adlan? Do you
Uh,
think about nutrition when you have your meals? When you
Not
or
really.
taste? Okay.
Not really.
Okay.
Just the taste.
Okay.
If I like it, yeah, I eat well. But if I
Okay.
don't like it, I don't. Yeah. But
That's an
usually I just little type rice, carbohydrates, and most of the time vegetable. Because in Korea, usually we have a lot of vegetables during our meal. But we have many kind of side dish and main dish and kind usually add kind of soy sauce and then sesame oil and sesame seed. Yeah, it's enough. Because before
interesting.
in Korea, because their history, they were too poor before in Korea, so they discovered a lot of kind of grass that we can eat it. So yeah, that's how they survive before.
That is
So we have a
interesting.
lot of
I
kind
think
of vegetables. I surprised in my city in the Philippines. What you eat this in the Philippines? So I discovered it in Korea.
what about seafood? Seafood. Do
Seafoods
they
also. Foods. Yeah, they have a lot of seafood. And raw
interesting.
fish. They usually have raw fish and kind of chili paste. Seafood everything, but eat I don't eat raw fish or raw meat. But usually Koreans, they usually have it. And kind of that's they do. Yeah, during their meal, especially
That's
weekends.
we can. Cool.
They have.
Take note of it. You know,
Oh,
for me, I always make it a point to make sure that whatever I eat is more stomach friendly than my tongue friend. I mean, I do not let my tongue dictate what I eat. So taste does matter to some extent, but in the end, I just want to know how will I feel after eating this. So I make sure whenever I have something, it has a good amounts of proteins and carbs, but and fats. But I make sure that I do not have too much carbs. And
Mm.
although I have a sweet tooth, I try to limit my calories. I avoid having too much sugar because I tend to chubby up easily. And I am a non-vegetarian, so I have both veggies and meats.
ah,
So
you don't eat.
yes, I
Ah,
do
it's
eat meat.
nice.
I do eat meat.
I
I
do, me
do
too.
eat meat. Yes, I do not think
But you don't
it's
eat
my
pork. You eat pork?
uh
Pork? No?
yes, yes.
Ah,
I mean not on a regular basis.
you're not Muslim.
It's
No.
very strange because you have to think about it. Then first you think first, then say yes. It's like a little bit yes and no, but I can say yes.
Not on a regular basis, but yes, I
Yeah.
do. I do. Except I do not eat much beef. I haven't had much
Mm.
opportunity to eat beef, but yes, I do eat pork and other. Preferably, I prefer lamb. I prefer lamb and chicken.
Mm.
Lamb and
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
chicken. To that and I do not think it's my personal opinion. I do not think that we are naturally vegetarians. I mean, if you look at our
Oh.
anatomy, I don't think we are natural
Mm.
vegetarians. So, but I tend to not get into a debate with the vegetarians because they tend to be very, very vehement. Their position, they can be very, they can feel strongly about their position. So, it's best to avoid that debate. So, yes. So in a nutshell, I am a health nut. I do make sure that I do not eat too much sugar, and I like to have a balanced diet.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
As for as for me, if I may interrupt you, as for me, I am rather similar like you, because as I get older, I started to watch my weight and I started to avoid carbs because carbs are very fat creating, and after eating carbs, I am hungry again after half an hour. It is like that because carbs are specific and then creates insulin shot to the blood, and this insulin shot creates hunger again. So if you avoid carbs, it is easier to obtain a perfect weight. And also, sugar is very addictive and it is dangerous because I read somewhere, and I think it is possible that sugar works for brain as a narcotic, and it
Mm-hmm.
creates addictions. And
Mm.
when you are without sugar, at last you have headaches and other sufferings like without narcotics, like you avoid narcotics. It is very similar.
Oh.
well, I wouldn't go so far as to call it a drug, but we do have to moderate what we intake. And the thing is, sugar is not, it's a processed food because we do not have sugar. It doesn't occur naturally, except in fruits. So, if we can somehow moderate our intake, I think we're fine. But I would not go so far as to call it a drug. But yes, it does have a strong dopamine inducing effect in our brain. So we have to be careful because I'm pretty sure you indulge in sweet, sugary stuff sometimes from time to time. So, I mean, it has been ingrained in our culture. So,
The
we have to
trouble,
be
the
careful.
trouble with the sugar is that it is artificially made. It wasn't present in the natural products, and it was artificially made. And the consistency of sugar is artificially extended, and this is the most dangerous thing for the organism because organism couldn't cope with such a strong sugar consistency.
Now, the RDA, it's, they have set some guidelines. If an adult consumes around 36, less than 36 grams of sugar per day, he will be safe. So, if you know what is your safe limit, which is 36
Mm.
grams of sugar per day, I think she should have no problem. So I keep a check
Yeah.
on how many measuring, yes, because measuring our intake, I'd like to measure my intake. I like Anso. I do like to watch my portion size and how much I eat because it helps me control my weight and body mass. So it is important for me. I mean
Mm.
that's the strategy I find useful. How about you guys? Do you measure your food intake? Do you monitor your food intake?
Sugar?
No, not just sugar. Anything, whatever you eat. Do you
Anything?
uh, yeah, do you watch your
No,
intake? Okay.
not really. Not
Okay.
really. I don't really. But I
Tom?
just avoid those kind of food that against my body, like coffee. I don't really drink coffee because caffeine. Because whenever I drink coffee, I feel like my chest having a hard time to breathe.
Okay.
So yeah, my doctor told me also that I should reduce. Since that time, I never drink coffee, but sometimes I drink still. Rarely. But my father, if he can't drink coffee, he has headache. He's very
Yeah.
addicted. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every day, at least 3 cups of coffee every day. Without
3 cups.
coffee, he can't sleep and he has headache. Too much addicted coffee.
Coffee.
How about you
Yes.
guys? Do you drink? How many cups of coffee do you drink in a day?
No, I don't drink coffee. I remember one day at work, and my colleague told me if you want to taste a really good coffee, and it's in the afternoon, and I don't know why, but during my the time that I have to sleep, and I can't sleep. I like just you know close my eyes, but I feel my heart beating hardly. And I told
Ah,
her, I don't want to like repeat it again. I just want to, I can drink coffee, but in the morning. In the afternoon, I'm not the kind of person I don't know, it's my type, or I am not um, uh, drinking coffee a lot and my body no coffee, or it reacts for me differently than another. I don't really know what, but I prefer not drinking in afternoon.
yeah, yeah,
Hmm,
yeah.
that's
How
As
about
for
interesting.
me,
you?
I am coffee aficionado. I like very much coffee, and I don't think that I'm addicted from coffee because my reaction for coffee is strange because I can drink a coffee and I get very sleepy after coffee and I can go sleep
Oh,
and
you
it, it makes me sleepy. I don't know why it is, but in the afternoon it's my ritual. I like to drink coffee and I made a double espresso and after that I get very sleepy and I have to doze off for a quarter and it is very individual. My wife, for example, after drinking even small dose of coffee wouldn't sleep all the night and I can sleep perfectly. So it is very strange.
mm, it's
That
really
makes me
opposite.
curious.
Really opposite because usually when you drink coffee, makes you awake, but Tom, you make you drowsy.
I think it depends on the state of my mood. In I am in an active mood. Coffee makes me more excited, more active. But in I am if I am in a sleepy mood, uh, coffee
Makes
makes
you
me even more sleepy. So the coffee extends my mood somehow. It is like that.
oh, really unique. Nice.
That's interesting. For me, it really depends. I do not really drink coffee or tea, and I do sometimes have bitter chocolates. Just just from time to time. But I think it really depends on the activity that I'm going to engage in. If I'm really excited about an activity, I just cannot sleep. I'll have to perform that activity. So, and if I really feel tired, I'll take 15-20 minutes nap. But I avoid caffeine. It's. I think it's, but it does help you get. There are some benefits to coffee, but I had weighed out my options, and I think I can do much better without coffee. There are times when I'm working out where, when you have some coffee, it does help you with your performance. But I think in the long run, I'm much better without coffee. So, but I would not recommend against it. If it helps you, you should take it. But so far, it does not really help me wake up. If I need to wake up, I'll just have a jog or a nap or something like that.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, guys,
Okay.
you can choose any of these questions. How off?
Okay.
How about this one? How often do you eat in a restaurant? How often do you eat out? How
Hmm.
often in a restaurant? Uh-huh.
So, can we pick an order? Let Ainsu begin first, then Tom, and then
Oh, sure.
Adeline, and then let's pick our
Mm.
order. So first would be Ainsu, second would be Tom, third would be Adeline, and last would be me.
Okay.
And I'll go last.
So for
Okay.
answering this question, I don't really eat out often. So at work, I prepare something quick like grab some sandwich or a burger for in during my lunchtime. And at home, at night, I regularly eat rice and something meat with it, or fish or something like that, and vegetable, of course. But I don't usually go outside and eat.
Mm.
But I love to
Okay.
do it.
Cool.
Uh-huh.
As for
How about
me,
you, Tom?
I also don't like to go out to eat out very often because of my allergy. It is difficult to find a restaurant which don't use vegetable oil. So my favorite restaurants are Italian style restaurants because they use olive oil, and with olive oil I have no troubles. So this these meals in the Mediterranean style are my favorite. And if I eat out, usually it is Italian restaurant and sometimes Indian restaurant. But
Indian.
in this Indian restaurant, I have very close near my house Indian restaurant, and these meals are very tasty, but they tend to use vegetable oil also, so it is a trouble. So that's for me.
Ah,
Cool.
I see, I see. I never tried Indian restaurant, guy. Indian food. Is
Yeah, you
I
Really?
wanna
should.
try.
Yes.
Really?
Cool. Cool.
Try
Yeah.
it. It's very tasty.
That's
Oh,
tasty,
yeah, I will
but it's
for sure.
so
Spicy.
spicy for me.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Spicy. Ah, similar in Korea also because usually Korean food a lot of what's that spicy, chili paste, chili powder. So if you're not if you're not used to it, so you can take it. Most of their food usually spicy. I'm using now. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Cool.
guys. For me, how often do I go to a restaurant? Maybe 3 times a month or once, twice a month sometimes.
Once a
If
month.
I'm busy,
Hmm.
if I'm busy before, when my mom's not here before, then I'm busy. We just eat out and my daughter outside. And I prefer to eat kind of a bong. We call that kijangkuk. It's really delicious. If you try to Korean food, try that one. It's really delicious, really tasty, and a
It's
lot of
made of.
vegetables. No, no, no. It's kind of pork, but bone, with a bone, and then there is
Yeah.
kind of salt chicken and some potatoes and other vegetables. It's really delicious. I love it. And sometimes we also go to kind of samgyeopsal, kind of grill. I think it's that one, samgyeopsal, and then we grill the pork or maybe other meat, and then with kind of lettuce and other green leaf vegetables and what's that? Prawns and chili paste. It's really tasty. And usually Korean men drink suju together, especially Friday night or Saturday night. We go to a restaurant and eating together with our flatmates here in Korea.
Wow.
Adeline, is it possible to
Mm,
write the
Samgyeopsal.
name of this meal? Because I'm very interested in this meal.
Sangyupsal. You can do it at home. Anyway, if you have your grill pan, you can buy kind of belly pork or pork chop, and then you can grill that one, and then you should have kind of Korean sauce for samgyeopsal, and it's really tasty with lettuce. It's really yummy. My daughter, she really loves it. Yeah, she can eat a lot. She seems like old people when she eat the one. She can have a lot. Yeah. How about you, Shikar? How often you go to a restaurant?
Uh, ever since COVID happened in the month of March, I haven't been to a restaurant. And if I do feel like having a new cuisine, a new dish, I just learn the recipe, order the ingredients at home, and I prepare it. And
Ah, nice.
So you
I
are a
mean,
good cook.
Yeah, you can
uh,
cook well.
decent. I'm a decent. I mean, if I'm really inspired, I will cook a good food, but it really depends. But I do not have much as good experience as most chefs. But I'm not a chef, but I do like cooking. And so, to answer your questions, it's like if I'm out with my friends, I would. It's like once a month or something like that. It's usually on occasions when we are celebrating something that we go out with friends or my family members. But it's not that I do not enjoy eating out, but I generally tend to restrict it. So it's like once or twice a month, and yes, plus
Yeah. Uh, yeah.
and to talk about cuisines, I think one of my favorite cuisines, one is Mexican. I like Mexican food, and Mexican food. I also like North India. I mean cuisines from North India, like chicken tikka masala, paneer tikka masala.
Mm. I like butter chicken, like India
Yeah,
food. I love it.
yes,
Mm.
that really is delectable, and Japanese cuisine as well. Sushi, tempura, and some other stuff. The name slips my mind, but some of the stuff. The thing about Japanese cuisine is they do not use much spice. They just focus on the food, and they use soy
So
sauce
you
and
don't
other
like that?
different things.
So you need
It
more,
is good.
add more spice?
No, I'm not a big fan of spice. I'm not a big fan of
Mm.
spice. Sometimes it really depends, but I'm more focused on the food rather than
Okay.
if it has too much spice, you just cannot feel the flavor of the vegetable or the meat
Exactly.
that you're having.
Mm.
Exactly.
So and British, I mean, I've tried some British meals, but they're just okay. I mean, it's not something to die for, so I cannot comment much on it. So and seafood, I love seafood, lobster, prawns.
Lobster, yes. Really nice. Chicken lobster. How about in Poland, Tom? What is your famous?
Uh, I think that my preferences are similar like Shiktar. And I also like Japanese cuisine because I was in Japan 2 times, and the sushi which I tasted there was the best of my life, and I have never eaten better anywhere else than in on the place in Japan.
Wow.
But Poland, we tend our kitchen is very specific because it is northern country, so it's very it's a lot of fat and a lot of meat, and the quantity of vegetables is not so big because especially in winter we don't have a rich supply of vegetables, and we our kitchen is based on potatoes and meat mainly, and also cabbage, and it is not very big in taste, but it's very energetic because of the weather. In winter the temperature is really low, so you have to supply a lot of energy to your organism, and that's why it is a lot of meat and a lot of fat, and it's like that. We have very specific meals. Typically Polish. They are made with cabbage and meat, and there are also meals which are made with the blood of animals. They are very specific because blood of the animals is added to some sausages, and the color of the sausages is nearly black. It is very specific. Uh,
Could you name some? Could you say name some of those animals which are eaten?
the animals, the porks, cows, and mainly porks and cows, and also a lot of poultry, and we don't eat lambs because they are not so popular, and lamb meat is very expensive here in Poland. So mainly poultry is very cheap and accessible, and it is more and more popular because of the health reasons. Because pork and beef is not so healthy, as our doctor said that we should eat more poultry rather.
Interesting. So, have you ever tried? You just said that you're a fan of Japanese food. So, have you ever tried takoyaki? Takoyaki,
Uh,
Takoyaki.
I think
octopus.
so.
It's
I think so, but I cannot. I can't suggest. I cannot join name with the picture of the meal. I also I always
Tequila.
have troubles with these
Tequila.
Japanese names, tempura
interesting
and like.
I think
because
we have that one
taco
in Korea. You
takoyaki.
mentioned shrimp. Yes, yes. Is
Okay,
that a small
takoyaki is
bowl?
it's
Small
yes,
bowl?
it's fried octopus. Yes, it is in ball shape.
Delicious. Delicious.
Yes,
I love it.
true. Yes, you should try it, Dominic.
I,
So,
I, I think that I have tried it because, as you said about octopus, fried octopus, I think that I have tried it. Generally, all Japanese meals are perfect for me. They are very tasty and healthy.
indeed, indeed,
Healthy,
yes.
healthy.
You
My
know,
mouth is watering. we're talking about we're talking about food.
hmm, cool. This has been a fun talk indeed. You know, there was once I once did a project on food and health, and I realized that Mediterranean food is one of the healthiest cuisines. They have lots of grains, nuts, pulses, meat, green vegetables. So even some of the Southeast Asian cultures, even they have a lot of healthy stuff. So I'm like I've said before, I'm not too much in favor of a purely vegetarian diet. I think it really leads to some deficiencies. And if our diet is lacking in vitamins and essential vitamins and minerals, we're gonna have difficulties once we cross our middle age. I mean, that's my view. So, are
Yeah.
there any Okay, over here we don't have any vegetarians so far. So thank God.
Yes.
As for the cuisines, there are a lot of prejudice, because it is always said that meat is dangerous, and a lot of meat is not good for health. But look at the Eskimo, for example. Their kitchen is based on meat entirely. That they don't have vegetables because it is not possible for them to access vegetables, and they are pretty healthy
Totally.
nation.
Mhm.
True.
So in
You know,
Madagascar, we eat more rice. They usually eat the rice soup in the morning and rice in the evening as well, like or noodle in the evening. And the food that I love the most and specific in Madagascar is named Enaxusi. What is the name? Enaxus Vansboer. It's a pork with a tender
mm,
pork, and I don't know yet what is the name because I didn't find it anyway and on another language. But it's a little bit like chickpeas, but it's not a chickpeas. But the taste is similar, but it's not really a chickpeas, and with a really beautiful sauce with it. That's so delicious, and I love and enjoy eating it all the time. Even I have like every weekend this kind of meat. I love it.
Could I ask you a
Oh,
question about rice? Because here in Poland, we are said that we should consume brown rice or white rice and to avoid white rice, which is cleaned. What type of
mm,
rice do you prefer?
So I prefer brown rice, but with soup. But if I like it in the like for lunch, yes, and in the morning brown rice. But in the what can I say? In the in lunch,
lunch.
I prefer white rice. But I like as
Mm,
well the type of rice, India rice, like a long rice. What is basmati rice?
Basmati.
I
Basmati.
love it, but
Yeah.
we don't eat it all the time. But I really like it. It tastes very good. Mm.
mm.
Awesome.
In
And
Korea, we
you know,
usually have white rice. In the morning,
oh,
rice, lunch, rice, in the evening, also rice.
Mm.
Yeah, Korean people, they don't really eat bread in the morning because, yeah, most of them, they have rice in the morning, lunch, and evening,
Mm.
and side dish and soup.
Mm.
Yes.
So we are a little bit the same in my country, though.
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Mm.
But
now,
I heard about rice that white rice is if it is eaten very often and a base food, it could endanger your health because it makes the calcium wiped out
Porridge?
of organism. That there is a
Mm.
if you eat rice very often, the calcium level goes down. Is it true?
Oh,
Is it true?
now,
Oh.
I
No?
uh,
don't know.
I cannot confirm that, but it's like when grains, if we, it's the husks. The husk of a grain acts as what we call mineral chelators. So mineral chelators absorbs minerals from the gut, but I don't think if we eat polished rice, I'm not sure if it has the same effect on our body. I cannot confirm this, so I cannot really say definitively that rice robs us of minerals, but I think as long as we have a wide variety of grains, rice, brown rice, wheat, and other sources, I think we can replenish our nutrition appropriately. Uh, you know, and I did not paint the vegetarians in a good light, but just to put some positive point on their side, I can say that in India there's a huge section of population who are vegetarian, and they eat chickpeas and pulses and lentils of different varieties
Mm.
to replenish their proteins. Plus, we have
Mm.
something known as paneer, which is a milk product. It's called cottage cheese, and so they have other sources. But I have nothing against vegetarians, but it's a hard life for vegetarians, and yes, and
Not
But
it's
not
you
to
hard.
have
think
tried
about the vegans. Not to think about vegans. Their life is
Oh God. God.
it's a horror.
Let's just not go there. It's just gonna attract more. We're just gonna attract more trouble. So vegans, I mean, it's it's just hard. I mean, vegans, it's like they have done to get it. They've just dropped every form of animal products. So they won't even have milk and even honey. So I do not
Even
under,
Annie?
not even honey.
Oh
No,
my goodness.
honey?
and
No honey?
some no, and
No
some of
honey,
the
no milk, no
vegans
cheese.
absolutely not. And some of the vegans go so far as to not even go to theaters because theater screens use some the screen of the theaters, they use some animal derived
Mm,
product,
mm.
and so they won't even go there. So personally, I think vegan is not a health philosophy, it's just a philosophy for support of animals. It's not a diet. Vegan is not a diet, it's just a philosophy
It's a
that some
religion.
people,
It's a kind of a religion.
yeah, you know I just have one question for them. Why make life more difficult than it already is? So
Yeah,
so
that's so
I agree.
but
crazy.
Mm.
indeed. So let's yes, Tom.
Here I heard that was one man who thought that eating only light is the more efficient and the best way of nourishing human organism, and he nearly succeed, but he had to quit after 6 months because he died.
Oh.
Oh
Huh?
God.
It's it's awful. Bad.
Yeah. And some of the people are coming up with these strange diets like breatharian, they can just survive on breath. Fruitarian, they can just survive on fruits and just one source of nutrition, which I'm not sure is a good idea. We have evolved over hundreds of thousands of years. I mean, I'm talking about the primates because the Homo sapiens species have been around for around 150,000 years, somewhere in that range, 150,000 to 300,000 years. So, just because of our sentiments, we cannot violate our anatomy. We cannot violate our biology. So it's a hard call. It's just hard to convince people. But let's just stick with the facts. So
It's like a punishment.
very much true. Yes.
But I met a very interesting fact when I was listening to the podcast about English language, and it was at the beginning of the podcast. It was his story about Indo-European tribes which colonized nearly all Europe and India and part of China, and what was the advantage of of these tribes that they could colonize so easily such a great area. And it turns out that they had some mutation in their genomes, and that because of that mutation, they could eat milk and cheese and animal products because milk was not possible to be eaten by other tribes because it was not uh, there were not lactoses enzymes lactoses, and these Indo-European tribes had a genomic mutation that it was possible for them to eat milk and cheese, and because of that, with their animals, they could travel for a long distances, even in the deserts or steep steppes. And for other people, it was not possible because they couldn't eat animal products. And so it is confirmation, Shiktar, of your theory about vegetarianism and
Mm. Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Because if you eat a lot of meat, you always you got tired easily when
Mm.
you
Mm,
run. Yeah, yeah.
not sure
I
about
just
that.
heard it.
Not
One
sh-
of my
not sure about
coach.
that.
Because before he was not a vegetarian, he eat a lot of meat, and then when he jog, he always get tired. Just maybe just 100 centimeter. But now he's vegetarian. He can run a long run. He just told me.
I think
Anyway,
it's
I
it's his
never tried it.
inspiration. It's I think
Mm-mm-mm.
he's just inspired that no animals were harmed for his diet. So it's just mental. He has just rid himself of the guilt that no animals were harmed.
Mm.
So that's why he felt inspired. That's why did not feel tired. But
Mm.
Yeah,
I
I
would say
think
that meat
so.
heals. Meat heals. I think
Yeah.
people who do a lot of physical effort, exercise a lot of
Need that.
physical effort. They I think
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
again I will not it just because then we face a lot of cultural resistance if I start promoting meat, I'll be facing a lot of resistance, but I am for meat. I think meat heals. I think it supports our anatomy. And the thing is, agriculture is an invention. It's just like 10,000 years old, 10 or 15,000 years old. Before that, we were foragers, hunters, and gatherers. We could not wait for 6 months of agriculture before we had food on our plate. We had to hunt, forage for food. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
hundreds of thousands of evolution versus 10, 15,000 years of agriculture. So it's like it's good that we have found new ways to support ourselves by cultivating grains, fruits, but meat is, I mean, if we could talk to ourselves, they would say, yes, eat some meat, man. So it's because,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
can you imagine these vegans, they sometimes, they they do not let their dogs or cats have fish or meat, and all of their pets grow very fat and obese. They cannot run, they feel bored and tired. So it's, okay,
And
that was too much
sometimes
rhetoric.
I think, and sometimes the idea for the food they like regularly, all I think, I mean, they say that you need to drink milk every single day for going more calcium in your body and to be healthy. But for now, when you go on the internet and we can find something that it's not good for drinking milk, so you don't know exactly what is the truth. They
Yeah,
always
yeah, yeah,
tell
yeah.
that, and you think that perhaps
Exactly.
it's for just for an advertisement. I don't know, but sometimes in the
Mm-mm.
internet, sometimes there is not all the truth.
Mm-mm-mm-mm. Yeah, they
At
said
the
that
end,
for milk, it's just good for babies, for children. But if you're already adult, you don't need to
Hmm.
drink milk all the time because it's not good for your
Hmm.
health. Yeah, I just read also some kind of article. I don't know the
Hmm.
truth.
you know, at the end of the day, let's just consult our doctors, and we're not health professionals over here, so I cannot make a
Yeah.
definite
Exactly.
recommendation. So,
Somebody,
Alan,
somebody, sorry.
Uh-huh.
do you consume? It's okay.
How about
So,
you
Alan,
guys?
do you consume dairy products, Alan?
No, not really. I
Okay,
don't.
okay.
I really
That
don't.
was it. That was it. Yes, Dominic.
How about guys?
Uh,
How about
I was told by somebody, and I think it is true that milk and milk protein, milk especially, is good for babies and not for adults because it was invented by nature for the young cows only to grow the horns and hooves of the cows because they have to grow horns and hooves, and men don't have a horn or hoof, so it is not very good for men. And I think it is true, but because when I was young, I drank a lot of milk, and it was very tasty and good for my health. But as I get older, I started to be ill after milk because especially I'm talking about raw milk, fresh milk obtained from
fresh
cow.
milk?
It was very tasty for me because when I was at the village, and the milk which was obtained directly from cow, smelling of this cow, it
You
was
drink directly. Oh my
yeah,
god.
it was perfect.
I can't
But
take it.
after some time, it was like that I was ill after that milk because
I
it
think
was too
it's
hot, I think, and
Because you don't boil it. You have to boil
yeah.
it first.
It's I think it's kind
boiling
of
meat isn't
very
the same because boiling of the meat will wash out some good ingredients
vitamins.
from this,
Mm,
like vitamins and other uh, good
mm.
ingredients.
But directly from the cow and then you drink it, no, I can't take it.
I can do that as well.
Eh,
You are
Clean,
That's so
physical.
uh,
that's so strange.
but cow should be very clean, and these nipples of the cow should be cleaned before before milking
Uh,
the cow. And if you
uh,
do this, the milk is delicious.
delicious. Oh my goodness.
I I can no
Yeah.
comments. I cannot comment on that. I know I'm not. I do not know enough about it to be commenting on it, so
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know.
How about you guys? Do you eat kind of intestine inside, like
What?
liver or intestine, inner part of the animals? Do you eat it?
Those are
Yeah,
called, yes.
yeah.
Those are called
Oh,
offals. Offals. There's a word for that vocabulary. Offal.
awful.
OFFAL. Offal.
Ah,
Offals are
Offals.
organs.
Offals.
organs. Yeah,
Offals.
yeah, yeah.
Organs.
Ah,
It's
I
Yes.
don't
offals.
like it. Do you? Do you? Do
Kidney.
you like it,
Kidneys.
guys?
Kidney, liver. Yes. Liver and kidneys. Yes.
Ah,
Liver and kidney. They are
I
rich in
can't.
minerals. And okay.
Uh,
I mean, I'm not asking you to, but since you asked,
Here,
so
here in Poland, we have a lot of dishes made with organs of animals, and they are very specific. And they are made, for example, from stomachs of cows. Stomachs of cows are cut in particles, and uh, there is a delicious soup made with these stomachs. And also,
Mm.
there is a dish made of lungs of cow, and also there is a brain. I don't like it personally, but there is a meal made of brain.
uh-huh.
It
Ah,
is
yes,
like that.
oh my god.
So I
true.
think it
How about
depends on how you cook it and how delicious is it. And if you can taste it a little bit, and if you like it, and you continue to eat it more and more. But I don't really like eating it often because I think that it's not so healthy. But it tastes good.
uh, for me, guys? When
You
I
know,
was young,
mhm.
I ate it. But when I saw the pig, they killed the pig, and then I saw that kind of large intestine. Oh my god, it's
Oh.
really disgusting. Since that time, I don't wanna eat anymore.
you
Any
know,
It's
part of
everything
inside.
in your mind, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
you know,
decided
I don't.
you don't want to hit that
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
it's just funny because I had a cousin when she was 7 or 8 years old. She did not play with the stethoscope. She had a doctor's toy, and she did not like to play with the stethoscope because she did not like the sound of her own heartbeat. So she used to get
Mm.
scared when she heard her
Heard.
own heartbeat. So
Uh.
if even, I mean, that's one of the reasons why most people cannot become doctors, because when they have to operate on another cadaver or a human body, they just cannot
Mm.
cope with that shock of looking at the
Yeah.
innards,
Yeah.
the
Mm.
insides of our bodies. So
Mm.
what I'm saying here is, we are complex organisms. We have evolved from simpler organisms to higher complex organisms. So, sometimes there are things which might not seem very palatable or very appetizing, but we can stick by the facts. Does it support our health or not? If it doesn't, it doesn't. If it does, it does.
I
And
can,
just look at, yes, I mean, if you look at all the cultures that consume meat, I mean, you have the tallest and the most heftiest people. Vegetarians are one of the most leanest, frailest, and I mean, it's like they do not have that kind of a build. And now a good amount of debate can be raised against both the sides. But again, how do we source our amino acids if not for animal sources? Yes, stomach.
I can tell you about meal in Poland. It is called black soup, and it was even described in classic literature here in Poland. And this black soup was given to a young man when he was asking for a wife, and if he was delivered this black soup, it meant that he is refused, that this well is not for him. And this black soup was made with the blood of the duck. blood of the duck was added to the soup, and it made this black color. So it's a cultural thing, I think. The what we are eating, it's deep in the culture of the nation.
So what is the ingredients in that soup?
Uh, I don't know exactly, but the main ingredient is the blood of the duck. It was poured
Blood.
blood of
Blood.
duck,
Yes.
Ah,
Oh.
blood. Yeah, we
blood.
also have that one in the Philippines. Kind of blood. I cannot take it. But my co-Filipinos, they really love it. Oh, it's really tasty.
So blood is
I,
not for me, I guess.
Mm,
I never tasted and I
blood.
don't want to
And,
taste
and
it.
it is very difficult to make this soup because you have to do it according to a special procedure, not to the blood not to turn out, not to be cut it, not to be in the solid, not to transform in the solid state. It should be as a fluid, and because blood tends have a tendency to after some time to transform to a solid state, and with this soup you have to add some citric acid or other ingredients to make this blood as a fluid, because it is like that.
Mm-mm-mm. To become a soup, not become solid. Oh,
ah,
I can
so this
imagine
was
that
a
one, guys.
yes.
Blood. Do you
This
eat it? Chikar? Blood?
not
No.
not interested. Not interested. I just stick to
It seems
fruits,
like you're a
veggies, and meat.
vampire eating blood.
Yes. I watched in a documentary that there was some country in Southeast Asia. I'm not sure which one, but they believe that if you drink the blood of some rare animals, that you heal, your body heals, like cobra
Oh.
and other reptiles. But I think much of it is just founded in myth. It's not. I don't think it's
Mm.
factual. It's just so that's why I do not really like to go along with the cultural sentiments. I just stick to what is scientific and what's not. Is it proven to deliver benefits, or is it just shrouded in mystery? So I'm not. No thanks. I won't have any blood of any animal. I mean, we have plenty of food sources. So I think we can do without it.
Mm.
Huh.
I was describing the meal which I was told about in Japan, and it aroused a lot of controversy because Maki, Maki, Adeline, she
Yes.
said that she haven't heard about that meal, and that meal it was like that. You have a bowl with the water and put in the water a bunch of fishes, small fishes, which are not killed. They are floating in this. They are swimming in this water,
Uh-uh.
and then
Uh-uh.
you put a piece of tofu, and then you
Mm-mm.
heat this mixture, and the fishes are avoiding the temperature, and so they eat out holes in this tofu so to hide from the temperature, and the result is that you have a tofu with the fishes inside, and this is the meal like that. But Maki said that she had never heard about that meal, and that I am lying, and but I was told about that meal in Japan, so it is also a
Mm.
cultural thing.
Same here in Korea. We also have that kind of menu, but they cook kind of octopus, live octopus, and then they just put
Yes,
in the pan, and then just cut it, and then boil. Put all kind
I've
of seasonings and
I've seen that.
vegetable.
I've seen that.
Yeah,
I've seen that on video. On video,
yeah, exactly. It's
it
really,
was
but it's delicious.
You've tried it?
But it seems like
Have you tried
disgusting because when you saw the octopus,
the
sometimes avoiding
tentacles?
those temperature.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's it's a bit strange, but yes, if
You can
it's
cook by yourself. Anyway, you can cook your own meal. They just give you all those ingredients. When you go to a restaurant, yeah,
hmm,
they just let you to cook by yourself, your own
But
meal.
the octopus should be not killed but live. Yeah, the octopus
Yeah,
should be
it's alive, and then they
alive.
just give you. You can put all the waters, all the
Mhm.
sauce, and after
But
that,
how to get a live octopus? I don't know how to get it. Where to buy
no,
it?
it's in the restaurant in a way. In the restaurant,
you,
when you go
you
to
cannot
when you
fish
eat
for it.
out in the restaurant, they have kind of that menu. You can choose, and then they just give you live octopus, all the vegetables, all the sauce, seasoning, and you can cook by yourself.
This has been a wild
Like
ride. We've
the Korean food, in a way. Do you have experience?
true, true.
Yeah.
So
So
from
far?
desserts, we have just gone to from desserts. Talking about desserts, we have gone to eating live animals. So we've had one hell of a ride. So
Yes, it's a nice topic.
we can we can talk about how about which is the most strangest food you've heard of, strangest food you've heard of that people eat.
I have just thought about it. This Japanese meal.
Japanese, Japan.
Okay, okay. I think yes, and so did Adeline.
Yeah,
What about you,
I
Ansel?
think for me, like they cook dog, and I think it's
Hmm.
so. I don't know if you have a dog at home and you say that your dog is like your friend, and just thinking about eating this kind of, you know,
I
animals
feel.
on your plate, that's so
Mm,
strange for me. And I think that I can't eat that. Even it's not my animals and my pets, but I just think
Yes.
about one of the people just I don't know, but Chinese do that all the time, and that they think that dogs is like a special food for them for one specific
But they
reason.
are
I don't
special.
really know.
They are not ordinary species of this dog. They are special species for
Oh,
eating only. They are bribed only for eating.
oh,
I
and they
think.
think that is you get more lucky if you hit dogs. I think so, but I'm not sure. I hear
you know
that
what?
on
Also,
the internet.
uh-huh. In the Philippines, also my family, my relatives, they often before when I was young, they often kill the dog and get like story. Yes, and
That's
then they
so
think that
pity.
when they eat that kind of dog, their body. And
And
in
just
Korea,
imagine to see
yeah, yeah,
the head of the dog on your
yeah.
plate.
And in
Oh.
Korea, they also eat dog meat for make them more aggressive, especially for men.
Mm.
Yeah, that's dog. And it's kind of dirty. I think it's kind of dirty.
It's it's just hard to know where to draw the line of what is edible and what's not edible. So humans have tried a lot of different things, and I mean, when I heard of the Wuhan market, the kind of endangered species they have, it's just strange and interesting. We just don't know what is what. So we can switch the topic to something else now. I mean, we discussed enough about strange food. How about junk food? I mean, do you guys ever?
Junk food.
What is your favorite? Yes, favorite junk food. Even if you have it
Uh,
rarely, what is your favorite fast food or junk food?
uh,
Mm.
potato chips or hamburger, pizza, but not really often.
Cool.
Sometimes.
I think for
I
me,
And
feel like, sorry,
so,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry, please continue. Go on.
answer,
So
yes.
for me, wings. I really definitely love wings, and the Korean wings, like a little bit
Mm.
sweety and spicy. Drink with a Coca Cola, and there is something that they had with. What is the name of this? Radish. I love
Radish.
it. Yeah.
Mm,
Mm.
mm,
Interesting.
radish.
So
And for
Dominic?
me, French fries are my favorite junk food.
Right.
French fries,
Mm,
and I was even in Brussels once, and I tried French fries which were made in Brussels, but they weren't any special, any better than anywhere else. But it is said that French fries were invented in Brussels, and they are best there, but it is not true.
Thanks for
mm.
the tip. I'll keep that in mind. Uh, Now, for me, it's just three. Yes, okay. Yes, Adeline did not share her input about what her favorite. Okay, she did. She did. We kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, I
reversed the
did.
order. You did.
Potato chips, hamburgers, pizza sometimes.
And
Mm,
pizzas. Pizzas.
yeah, yeah.
So, for me, I think, it's a tie between three things. Even I love wings. I love chicken wings with different sauces. And I also like one large slice of pizza with lots of
Mm-hmm.
toppings, meaty toppings, and cheese. And sometimes I have instant noodles with with different seasonings. Especially, I've tried some Korean noodles, South Korean noodles. They're good, and some brands from Thai. So yes, so
And
instant noodle, pizza, and wings.
uh
Yes.
and could I ask you, do you know how many tastes are there in the world? How many
How many
tastes? Yeah,
Okay.
we can't count, I
taste?
think.
tastes.
Like sour,
Sweet.
sweetie, bitter,
Okay.
or what do you mean?
Is, is okay. There are Okay, let me count now.
No,
Japanese. One of the Japanese person had discovered a seven taste. I think we have sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and there's something known as umami. If you've
umami.
heard of umami.
That's what I am asking what about the umami sound
Yeah,
Umami.
taste.
yeah,
Umami.
umami.
I
What
never
is
heard
it?
that word, umami.
I've never heard that.
It's
It's
a
the
taste of
sixth.
meat. Taste of meat in generally. It's kind of.
Umami. Mm, umami.
Is
Ah.
yes. So a lot of instant noodles have it. That flavor, umami.
Soya
Mm,
sauce is a umami taste. Soya sauce adds this taste.
Mm.
Hmm.
mm. How about you guys? Have you had any kind of food that you don't eat when you are young, but now you eat it?
Hmm. Okay, that's
Or
interesting.
you don't like it when you're young, but now?
For me, it was kind of fish, herring fish. It was this fish here in Poland we eat as a raw fish, not cooked, but it is salt and kept for a while, and it is kind of transformed in that salt, and then we put this fish in the water to keep out the salt from the fish, and we add oil and we eat it. And it was very disgusting for me when I was young, but now it is perfect. It is very yummy.
Mm.
Ooh,
So
cool.
for me, rubbish meat. I think that when during my childhood, my mom didn't know how to cook that, perhaps I don't know. And one of my friends invited me for a dinner and just asking what is the meal for dinner, and she told me it's a rubbish food. I'm really excited for tasting it. And yeah, when I taste it, I say, wow, that's so delicious. But even some like more people don't like eating rubbish meat because we have like to what can I say, hit his head, not cut their throat. I think for cooking that. Yeah. And for now, I can eat it, no problem, and I think it's tasty.
Congratulations.
That's
For
nice.
me, I
That's
don't.
that's.
For me, I don't have any kind of food that I don't eat when I was young, but now I eat it. I don't remember. Yeah.
I have a few. I have a few. I mean, the first time as a child, I had pickled black olives. I almost puked, and I could not bear
Mm.
the flavor of it. But as I grew up, I was able to consume it without any issues. And there were two other foods. One was prawns. Prawns. Initially, I had a strange response to prawns and pork. I had to acquire the taste for pork and prawns. So yes, those were the three foods, and I mean I have a few more, but these were the main ones. And I mean, yes, Kamak.
And this matter with the taste is because that matter with the food which we like when we are adult and we didn't like when we were young are because that tastes of human being is changing when people is adult. It has another type of taste than when there is a child, because for example sour taste is not present when man is young, and this sour taste is developing as people grows up, because this sour taste is special designed to look for a vitamin C, which is not produced by human organism, and uh, other animals don't need to eat vitamin C because they can produce it. And human is specific; it cannot produce vitamin C, so it needs this sour taste to look for meals which are with vitamin C, because sour taste is connected with vitamin C presence. So it is very interesting. I read about it that human is very specific, that it has this sour taste.
Mm.
Hmm,
So
that
thank you.
was
You are a little bit dictionary. So if you ask something, you ask, Thomas, what is it? And they always have an answer. That's great.
yes. I
Yay.
have I have a question for all of you. I mean, it's a short one. So you guys we'll take turns, and you guys have to tell me your favorite fruit, vegetable, and meat and drink. So,
Okay.
what's your favorite fruit, vegetable, meat, and drink or beverage? It could be alcoholic, non alcoholic, juice, tea, iced coffee, anything.
Mm. For me,
So,
I like my favorite fruit is banana. Banana.
Really?
Yes, because in the Philippines we have a lot of banana because our country is tropical country. So I really
Mm.
love banana in the Philippines. But when I came here in Korea, when I buy their banana, although it's from the Philippines, but when I taste it, it's really different because they harvest in the Philippines. It's not really ripe. But here in Korea, so it's really different. The taste I don't really like, but yeah, banana and also mango. Yeah, only banana and mango. And what else? Drinks, I like Sprite. Sprite or sometimes Coke. Uh-huh.
Coke.
And what else? Snacks? You mean snacks? I
So
don't really
Yes.
for
snacks.
me, next.
But
So for
just a second. Just a second. Adlin, you did not tell meat. We did not talk about your favorite
Meat?
meat and yes.
Meat, I like beef, of course. My favorite.
Oh,
I love beef
ooh,
or chicken. Yes, I love
Fish is
chicken.
it a part of meat? Fish is considered like a
yes,
meat.
yes, 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 yes.
Okay.
Fish also, I like fish.
Mm,
But pork, I don't really uh, eat pork. I prefer chicken all the time, and fish and beef and some vegetables. And what
Nice.
else? Wine, beer. I like beer. Beer
mm.
also. Sometimes today we went to my friend and I. We went to kind of our Manila town here in Korea in car and had some beer. And so we watched like
Cool. Yes.
mm-mm. And what
Nice.
else? What was your question?
That was it. That was it. Those four. Ainsu was
Okay.
taking her turn.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say that in my country, we are in the tropical country as well. And during
Mm-hmm.
my childhood, I ate banana all the time because banana is already, there is no season with banana. And for now, I'm like in courses for eating banana. Even sometimes I think I'm lacking of magnesium, and I don't know how to say that, guys. If you hurt your muscle hurt when you swim, for example, and one of your muscle hurt because you have lack
Sprain.
of
Cramp.
strength, cramp. Yeah, sometimes
Cramp.
I
Correct.
feel that perhaps because I don't eat more banana. I think so. I don't know, but
You're welcome.
the fruit that I love is apple or pear. I really like it,
Mm.
and it's not.
There.
There is no more calorie in it, and it's sweet enough. A little bit sour. I love it. And vegetable carrot. Even I wear glasses. I don't know why I love carrots, but I wear glasses. They many myths say that if you eat more carrots, so it gives you more perfect vision. But I don't think so. And for me, I prefer fish. Even I eat
Fish.
fish all the time, every single day. I can eat it.
Which
Not
one?
just fish, but seafood, kind of seafood like
Nice.
shrimp or something like that. And that's it. The question, I think. I think I
And your
already answered the question.
beverage. Yes, your favorite drink or
Beverage.
beverage.
Oh, okay. I really like tea, green tea. When before
Okay.
sleeping, I already drink green tea and juice. So natural juice, my favorite.
Nice.
Like which one my favorite? I love no matter what kind of juice it is, like orange or apple or an ananas juice, but I love every natural juice. You can say natural juice or not really,
I
or
mean,
fruit
it's not
juice.
it's not incorrect. It's not incorrect, but it's not a very commonly used term. So
Oh,
natural fruit juice,
natural
natural
fruit
juice.
juice.
Okay, yeah, something like that.
Okay, thank you.
And
So,
Tomek,
As for me, my favorite meat, I think it's a lamb meat because it's very delicate and but unfortunately is pretty expensive here. As for the fruit, there are forest fruits which we have here in Poland, blackberries or wild berries. Blackberries are, as a name tells us, it's a black small spheres, and they are very tasty and they are good for eyes also because of the they consist very I don't know the name of these chemicals, but they are very rich in the substances which are good for eyes. As for the as for the vegetables, I think asparagus. It's my favorite.
oh, really?
Yeah.
I never taste asparagus. There
Sorry.
is
Delicious.
Madagascar. I never tasted. There is in Madagascar, but I've never tasted
I think it's
asparagus.
French origin. It's French origin vegetable, and it is growth here in Poland also. and in the springtime we have season for asparagus, and for the fruit. I think I said that blackberries, and as for drink, I black tea is my favorite
Mm.
drink, but it is very hard to obtain the good quality black tea. It is hard to obtain good quality black tea and also green tea. But the best green tea which I drank was in Japan, and never ever later I had drink such a good green tea as in Japan.
Mm. You
Interesting.
say tea. I really love as well the India tea. I think it's what is the name of it? It's like a little bit milk
Jasmine,
and sugar,
jasmine tea.
some
Chai.
basmati. I
Yes.
love it.
No, it's called chai. Chai.
Chai,
Chai.
Chai.
like in
Yes.
Yeah.
Russian, because in Russian they call tea. The name for tea in Russian is chai.
Chai.
Wow.
Oh,
Interesting.
interesting.
I didn't know that.
Chai tea. Mhm.
I think it's a
But
Indo-European name again. Chai. It's a
yes,
Indo-European name.
I didn't know that. Yes, I'll take note of it. So, for me, my favorite vegetable is peas, green peas,
Mm.
Green.
green peas,
Mhm.
and yes, and also potatoes. So you kind of mix it up, and but mostly green peas and fruits. It's a tie between bananas and mangoes,
Mm.
and but since bananas are readily available, I prefer bananas. If I'm hungry, I just grab a couple of bananas. That would be good. And for meat is lamb,
Definitely.
without a doubt. Yes, lamb with bone in it. So and
So is it
drink.
different with bone and less bone? Lamb.
You know,
Is it different?
yes, the
Yeah.
stew. When you prepare the stew is much more rich when you have bones in it, and the bone broth is very healthy for your body. I mean,
Mm.
it'll heal your joints. It'll heal your um, spine. Your spine, if you have any issues with your brain or spine. I mean, it's good for your nervous system and your joints. So gelatin is made from bones. So bone has calcium and magnesium. So other things
Mm-hmm.
besides that. And for beverages, lemonade or red wine, lemonade or red wine.
Perfect.
So
Sounds delicious.
yes,
Oh my
thanks.
goodness.
It's like
So,
this has been a very enlightening discussion on food. There's no better way to
I'm
make
so
friends than
hungry.
yes. It's made us all hungry.
I'm getting hungry anyway. Oh my
What
goodness.
time is it over there for you guys?
We
Now
are
it's
about
10:34.
1.5 hour. I think it's enough.
Yeah, 1 hour and a half.
No,
I think
no.
we
I
have
was
work.
talking about your the time over there.
So
I mean, over
four
here, yeah,
4:30 p.m.
4:30. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for Adeline, it must be 10:30.
10:30. 10:34
Oh, in the morning?
And
in the
For
no,
me,
in
evening.
the evening,
for me, it's the 3 p.m.
3
3:30.
p.m.
3:30
3:30.
p.m.
Yeah,
Mm.
1 hour less
Yes.
than me.
How about you,
Over
Shikar?
here, it's 7 p.m.
7
Oh,
p.m.
All of us are from different time zones, yet we've managed to
Yeah.
take
Yes.
the
time
time
for
Oh,
out.
dinner or time for supper?
Time for dinner, yes.
Time for dinner.
Yes.
Me, time for sleep.
Time,
Time
time
to
for
sleep.
sleep.
Oh, thank you so
It
much,
was really
guys.
awesome.
thank
Yes.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
guys.
this amazing community. You two guys, I don't remember your name. But all the exercise that you send in the group are so amazing, and I really enjoy participating for all of your videos. And even sometimes I didn't post my video, but I did it at work or at home. And yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Your
Thank you
pleasure.
too, because you are a great addition for our group. You are very active comparing to other participants.
I'm
Yeah,
really
some of
humbled
our
to
other
hear
members,
that.
they're not really participating.
It's just
And
that I just prepared my videos in advance and I'm posted it in schedule. So this whole month's video have been posted in schedule. So I'm not really creating more videos, but it's just been done in advance.
Oh,
So
good idea.
yes, it is. And none of this would have been possible without Adeline and her channel. So I
mhm.
am grateful for her to organize all this event and the pain and sacrifices she has put in for this. So I'm glad for it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, me too, guys. Thank you so
And
much for
this
your.
Facebook tool is okay for me, but I lack only one thing. Is it possible to write any text here, like uh, a chat window? Is it possible to have a chat window here?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. No, no.
No,
But you
no.
can share your screen. You can share your screen if you want.
Hmm. Okay.
But next week, guys, we
No.
are going to use Zoom because some of the members messaged me that no, 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 only Zoom can access in their country, so they can't join register
Oh,
or sign. So next week we
oh,
Oh,
are going to use Zoom again.
okay,
Hmm.
no problem.
okay.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Sorry about that.
That's
Because
all right.
here much
Cool.
better because we can keep continue our conversation without interrupting for the minutes and
Hmm.
reconnecting.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But the thing is, other participant can't join us
Yeah.
because their platform is not available internet. So much better we have to go back to
And
Zoom
I
again.
already see sometimes Skype on the Facebook group for
Mm.
on
Yes.
Sunday.
Uh, yes, I hold those meetings on Sundays. So if you want, I can send you the link and you can join our group. And I mean, Tom is there, I think, but he's not active. So would you like to be a part of it?
Yeah,
Uh,
Those meetup?
if the time is okay for me.
Okay,
Yeah, much
it's
better.
at 5 p.m. over here and 5 p.m. over here, so it should be somewhere around 3:30 over there. Should
3
be around
p.m.
3:30 over.
3
Yes,
p.
p.m. over there.
Yeah, we can do it. Thank you for
Okay.
sharing.
Yes, I'll send you an invite.
Okay.
What about you, Tom?
Uh, I would like to, but Sunday is my family time, and I am not
Okay.
available. Usually, I am busy on Sunday. But if I have time, I would join you, of course.
That's cool because eventually I will move the schedules away from Sunday to some other day because even I cannot have these meetings every Sunday.
Hmm.
So this
Mm.
is just a pilot test.
Hmm.
So yes, Adeline had something on her mind. Were you saying something,
No,
Adeline?
no, 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 no.
Okay.
I just want to say thank you to all of you guys for
Okay.
joining this meetup. Although I was late, but yeah, you're here.
Yes.
So thank you so much.
So
And
Adeline, do you have a clock in your room? Because I can hear a clock going on in your background.
no, no, that is my daughter. Maybe she's watching TV in the living room.
oh,
Uh,
Yeah, yeah. I don't have clock. I
cool.
only use my phone or yes, I don't have clock anyway.
like
You
an
can hear it.
old-fashioned clock, I can hear something like that. Tick tock,
Mm.
tick tock,
It's
tick
Tick
tock, tick
tock, tick
tock.
not
tock, tick
here.
tock.
Uh, no, I think it's the fan in my room. It's the fan in my room is in slow moving at slow
Ah,
speed.
Oh.
Ah,
that's from Shikar.
Let me mute myself. Do you hear it now? Okay, so
Yeah,
it was coming from.
Definitely, it's in
it's your
your.
noise.
from
Yeah.
Okay, I'll be careful next time. So this was a brilliant experience. Talking with you guys, discussing
Mhm.
so much stuff about food, the stuff we like. So thank you once again. We'll have to
Yeah,
wrap our
yeah.
meetup
Thank you
now.
so much, and
Thanks.
I'll see you
Thanks.
in the
Thanks. It
I'll
was
see you next
perfect
time.
meeting. Yeah.
Next
And
week.
very tasty.
Yes, yes.
You must be hungry. You have to eat now.
Yeah.
Yes, guys. So
Bye bye.
see you
So
in
we
the group. Have a
next
good
week.
Bye
day.
bye.
You
Bye
too.
bye.
Take
See you.
care. Bye.
See
There.
you.
Take care. No, no.